The Environmental Awareness Group was founded in 1989, created out of concerns for Antigua and Barbuda's natural environment. It was founded by Desmond Nicholson and Edward T. Henry. Both were members of the Antigua and Barbuda Historical and Archaeological Society, a support group for the Museum of Antigua and Barbuda.
E.T. Edward Henry called me. He was aware that we've been old family friends for years, and he was aware that as a family we were very appreciative of the environment, and he had grave concerns about the way that the environment was being developed in Antigua, with particular concerns for the losses of the environment. By the time E.T. had gone around and checked all of these wetlands actively, it turned out that about 50% of the wetlands in the country had already been converted or severely denigrated, depleted due to the tourism industry.
It was clear that there were a lot of things happening to the environment. Sand mining was one of the major issues around that time, but there was quite a lot of development going on as well. Hotels were being built along the coast, and there was need for taking the environmental issues into consideration. The community perception about issues in the environment was certainly very limited. It's limited in a sense that there was only a few persons who were concerned about it, and those who weren't concerned, we didn't know what all the fuss was about, really. That certainly has changed, I think, quite a bit, although we still have a long ways to go. But yeah, I mean that's the reason why environmental education was really at the forefront of the EAG. That's why it was called the Environmental Awareness Group, because we understood, I think, quite clearly at the very beginning that environmental awareness was really the key to addressing the kinds of things that were happening.
The Environmental Awareness Group gained national prominence when the group decided to launch a massive protest against a planned development in Seaton's in an area called Coconut Hall. The EAG was able to mobilize the community by highlighting the devastating effects that the proposed development would have on the natural environment. Among the environmental activists were John Jurgensen, Kivel Lindsay, Veronica Michael, Abudu Jama, Brian Cooper, E.T. Henry, and Foster Derrick. They not only stopped the planned project, but their actions gained international attention.
Gentleman by the name of Kivel Lindsay and myself, we actually together organized and developed an activity or activation, an anti-development bend towards that, and we tried to get communities around the island to join up with us. Many of them did. Kivel was very good at strategizing like that. I was more the on the street, on the radio kind of a voice. So we did that, and I think we caused a lot of consternation and concern. But our aim wasn't to cause consternation and concern, it was to get people interested in what was going on out there, and I think we were able to do that very well.
I think we still need an organization that is willing to take that sort of position and to be willing to come out, and when it is really necessary, that is the last resort really, to be willing to do activist work. I have to say that in 25 years EAG has, how shall I put it, mellowed somewhat, got a little older.
I think that if any development was to go on in Antigua right now, they would have a lot more backlash if it's not properly organized, because people understand that you can do both. You don't have, it's not one or the other. Both have to work together.
During its early years, the EAG Council and its members started to reach out. They worked on iguanas, looked at bats, traveled across seas to Antigua and Barbuda. They looked at birds and searched for a rare endemic snake and found it. The EAG worked closely with funding agencies, governmental, educational, and environmental organizations, and many individuals soon found their way to the EAG.
The year was 1992 and the month was March, and I contacted the EAG over the topic of fishing, trying to get somebody to come to Otters Comprehensive School to talk about fishing in Antigua and Barbuda. I can't remember the personnel who answered me here at the EAG, but what I know is that a gentleman showed up named Mr. Len Mussington, and he did quite a good job with the students at Otters Comprehensive School about fishing, types of fish, where people fish, why they fish, and where they sell them to. I think the protection of the Antigua racist snake in the mid-90s, from 1995, 1996 onwards, and the whole educational campaign that went on around the protection of the Antigua racist snake that was led by a Peace Corps we had at the time named Carol McCauley, and others since then, Harmony Hall and Donald Antonison, different members of the EAG present executive who all chipped in through the years. And I thought that when I was invited to serve on the board, it was important for me and those around me to do everything possible to keep the momentum and to keep it going.
I have to say I don't think I've ever worked with a group that has been so consistently willing to get the job done and to try and put things behind, differences behind, and put the objectives in front. I sort of look on EAG almost as a parent, a child that I've helped sort of bring to adulthood. I think 25 years is certainly adulthood. So yes, it's been a very good experience.
"25 years later, the organization continues to attract young, dedicated individuals to its team. The EAG recently received a National Youth Award for its community service.
I'm just amazed at the dedication that the people that are involved with EAG and the projects that they've been involved in, and I have seen, I've talked to people in communities, and you can definitely see that there's a huge impact that the Environmental Awareness Group has made in all over the country, all sorts of different communities.
But we're pushing our Enviro bill, and we're also hoping that with the passing of this, the Enviro bill, people will be more aware of the EAG's involvement in conservation. So it'll be slow. It's not going to be as fast as it is for younger people, and because younger people are the future generations, for sure, we've already started planting our seeds for older people for the future. Like, they will know about the EAG because they were here and they were more involved because we started to get involved. Maybe we can't get everyone, but we'll get the people that matter, I think.
Well, I definitely would love to see the day where we can actually get back to activism. In 2015 and beyond, I would love to see the EAG become a household name, and also we increase our stakeholders and our membership, and we just have Antigua and Antiguans and Barbudans. Can't really say we're done then, because nobody will live down there, but we encompass all three together and we push forward to the betterment of Antigua, because tourism is everybody's business, and one key to tourism product today would be ecotourism. And the work that we've done, all the things that we're involved in, would complement that tremendously. So it's just all the members and stakeholders who just come together, and we just provide a better product for Antigua and Barbuda in terms of the tourism product. And having lived in Antigua many years, and normally it's easy to just walk away from something when you realize you hit a stumbling block, because many times it's quite easy to just give up and say, you know what, that's too much for me right now, and leave it alone. But had we done that, or had the members did that, where would the offshore islands be today, and what state of affairs would they be in? And it's good to see that, although it is difficult, extremely difficult, and I knock on wood, because we've been doing it for so long and we continue, hopefully we continue to do it. It's just wonderful, and no way at all I think that we'll ever give up or ever stop doing the things that we're doing. Regardless of what challenges we may face, I know we can overcome them.
It takes about 45 minutes to sail to Great Bird Island, and during the trip it's easy to catch a glimpse of the other islands, which the Guiana Island Society says should be preserved as wildlife sanctuaries.